Yeah, I guess it's going. No countdown. All right. I'm gonna make a really quick Christmas tree design, and then show you how to put stuff on its surface. So 3.5 inches tall, I'll make it, and then I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Something like this. All right, I'll make the trunk something like this. Finish sketch. I'll just quick revolve this around that center axis. Call it good, okay? Just a little basic tree design to start off with. Now, how do you put stuff on its surface? All right, well, you got to make a work plane tangent to that surface. Now, you've got a few different ways to make work planes tangent to surfaces, but the problem here is, well, none of them through an edge. Is that an edge? You can try that. This surface, this isn't really an edge, so that's not going to work. Through a point, this surface, no, there's no point on that bottom edge, so that's not going to work. Parallel to plane, no, that's not going to work either. That's more when you want one like vertical or parallel to another plane. So we got to add in a point somewhere here, basically. So the way you do that is you find a work plane that goes through the middle of your model. All right, for instance, this one, I'm gonna make it visible. This work plane that goes through the middle of your model. So work planes, when you want to draw stuff, guys, you want to change surfaces, you really have to be able to add work planes, to add sketches, to add points and lines. And you're going to use points and lines as references. All right? So what we're doing here is I want to add a point right down here at this corner where this tree intersects this work plane. Then I'm going to use that point to be able to make another work plane. Well, there's ways to add points. There's two types of points. You got points in sketches, then you got work points, which is a construction point attached typically to a surface. So we can try adding a work point at an intersection of some kind. Intersection of a plane and a surface line. You can try that, this plane, and you can try to get that line. And look, it did it. It added a work point there. All right, that plane and that line. And that work point now we can use to make a work plane. So I can now make a work plane tangent to the surface through a point, that point. And look what it did. It put a work plane, and that work plane is now tangent to my Christmas tree, right? So there was a couple steps there. First, I made a work plane visible that goes through my model. Then I added a work point to have as a reference point at the intersection of this surface and this plane. I'm probably going to do the same thing up on these other parts of the tree too. I'll probably add another, actually I can do that right now, just to show you. Click this surface, this visible work plane. Oops, sorry, I did the wrong thing. Hit escape. Point, I got to click this surface and the circle the line. All right, there's a work point. I'll do another one, intersection of surface and line. This one and this line. And maybe I want to do one at the top that's two, just to have. So I'm adding these work points to be able to reference. It's not going to find that one. All right, so anyhow, I'm going to turn off the visibility of this YZ plane because I don't want to see it anymore. All right, and I'm going to start a sketch on this work plane. Now, let's say, what do I want this to be? Maybe I want it to be, oh, I don't know, redrawn an ornament like a bulb or something. Or Let's say I want it to be a bulb. I'll make an ornament here now. So maybe, and keep in mind this work plane is kind of small, but it extends throughout the whole surface here. So if I want to make a bulb, I'll make a little line. Oh, I don't know, right here maybe. Then I'll make an arc over that line. I don't even know how big I made this thing. How big did I just make this? 0.25. I'll make it 0.25 even. And then I'll dimension the radius of this arc to be 0.25 or 0.25. No, 0.125. All right, finish sketch. And now I have this there. I can revolve it about itself. And now I have a decoration on my tree. All right. I could then, circular pattern that if I wish. That feature around this axis. All right, looks kind of like a rocket ship. It's, you might want to be a little bit different there. Let me show you one other thing you could do here. Let's say I wanted to make a work plane now up there, so it'll be tangent to surface through a point, so tangent to this surface through this point. I'm going to start a sketch now on that surface. I'm going to make this work plane not visible anymore. I don't want to see that one. And let's say I want to type. All right, I want to type some text here. Maybe I want to do Christmas 2020, right? I'm going to center it, highlight it, center it. I'm going to make it bigger. That's 1/4 of an inch, so maybe I want to make it even bigger than that, maybe like 0.35. And maybe I want to make it a different script font or something, or a more interesting looking font. What's my standard? I know there's a cursive script font that I use a lot. What's it called? Is it just called Script MT Bold? Yeah, that's it. Script MT Bold, super original. Make it, it's already bold. So hit OK. Oh, it's kind of big. It's upside down. So I'll have to rotate it. I know this is kind of tedious, but this is how you learn. You gotta make it nice and flat. Done. Then we can move it. It's going to be hard to tell where it's going. Now, I'm going to try embossing this on there, right? Because I want to wrap it around this surface somehow. I'm going to try embossing it and see if it works. It very well might work. Let's see. Emboss this surface. Wrap the face. I wanted to wrap it around that face. Let's see if it'll do it. Hey, sorta. I kind of wanted it to go a little different than that. I didn't want it to curve down like that, but I guess that's the way that goes. It's not bad, right? So I'll probably go back to my sketch and move it up a little bit, so it's a little bit higher up under that part there. Center it a little better on that side, maybe. All right. Should move it up for me. Yeah, so that actually doesn't look too bad. And maybe I don't want it sticking out. Maybe I want it indented in. I don't know. It might be hard to print this, to be honest with you, because these are all going to need supports. That could be a little tricky printing this, but we'll see how it goes. We can give it a shot. A lot of supports will be needed. So if you keep your surfaces straight, not very curved, you should be able to emboss on them pretty easily. Maybe I want to do something different up here, different type of ornament or something. That's up to you. You can add work planes on the other side. You can make this plane visible. right? Start a sketch on that plane, and you can do your star up here. Stars are kind of hard to draw. It's actually easiest if you, well, watch that other video, but anyhow, stars are kind of a pain. This one's going to be a terrible star, but I'll make it anyways. It's already awful. Okay, so you can see how bad this is. Oh man, that's really not good. All right, I'm going to trim off this stuff in the middle. Adjust the sizes. Oh, we'll make it real wacky. Look at that. Lovely. Again, do an extrude on that for symmetric. 0.05 we'll try. That's a little thin. We'll try 0.1. All right. It's not attached very well to the tree up there. It's just barely connected. I should have made the sketch down a little bit. I'll leave that up to you to engineer how it's going to connect. Maybe you want to put a hole in the star itself to make that your engineered connection. Trying to chamfer the edges a bit here. Make it look a little bit more. More something, all right. All right, and there's our tree. Lovely. I probably would want to add a feature up there or something. But anyhow, that'll be it for now.